Hi everyone, welcome to my second video, Decorating Your Table with Brenda. My goal with these videos is to help give you some ideas for decorating your own tables. Today we're going to combine three things that I really love: design, food, and friends. I'm going to do a table for my girlfriends for a Christmas movie and a dinner. What we're going to watch is White Christmas because it's one of my all-time favorites, and I'm going to use that as my inspiration for doing this table. As I said before, the ending scene of the movie was my inspiration for this table. Your inspiration piece can be just a way for you to get colors and textures that you want to use. So I'm going to start with the red from the gowns that the ladies wore in the movie. Then I'm going to put my chargers. I'm going to use my chargers that I've trimmed in white and silver, and that's to mimic the trim on the dresses. But let me show you how I did these because I bumped them up a little bit. So like I said, I wanted to use chargers, and these chargers would look pretty nice, but I wanted to bump them up a little bit, but I didn't want to make it permanent. So I started off with, I went to my local Dollar Tree and I bought some garland. I got some snowflake garland and some silver garland with some little silver stars. So the snowflake garland by itself, one would be too, not quite enough stuff on it. So I used 2 rows of it, and I just kind of roughly measured to make sure it would go around my charger, and cut it, and then cut 2 strips like I said. Then I kind of twisted them together. Then I got my silver garland and I just added it to the mix, just twisted it around, just to give it a little bit more weight. Then I take my long piece, kind of measure it so that it will go around that it fits around, and twist it to make a loose circle. The nice thing about these wires are they keep everything together. So to add a little bit of sparkle, again I went to Amazon and I brought these really pretty crystals. So what I decided to do was I wanted to add them. So I kind of started at 12 o'clock, just added 1, twisted it on. Then go down to 6 o'clock, so opposite it, add another 1. Using the times of the clock is about the best way to describe this. So then I do 3 o'clock. I tried to make sure they were all going in the same direction, but if they're not, don't worry about it. 9 o'clock. Then I just kind of filled in between. So I guess you could say 1:30. 4:30, 10:30, and 7:30. And that just gives it a little bit more sparkle. So I used 2-way tape. So this stuff, it's nice and thin, and I just cut some pieces. Put them on. When I'm finished with this, it'll come off and I can wash it off with soap and water. If that doesn't take it off, Goo Gone takes away any adhesive, so like I said, it's not permanent. And these are charger plates, so they're not going to be, you're not going to be putting food on them. You don't have to worry about that kind of thing. take off the tape. And then just place your ring on. Press it down on the tape to hold it in place. And there we have it, a nice bumped up charger. Oh, just hold it up like this. You have the little beads, and they're gonna add just that little bit of sparkle. Next, I added in my place settings. Like I said, I used the white and the silver because that's the trim that was on the dresses. These dishes I've had for a really long time. I can't even remember where I got them, but they're really pretty and they add to the Christmas motif. To finish off my place settings, I have some little presents for my friends, so I'm just going to set them on their plates. You could, if you wanted, you could put their names on it, and that would be a good way of doing a place setting. We usually find we talk too much and everybody sits in the wrong spot anyway. To finish off my table, I didn't want to use Christmas trees. We need to be able to talk over to each other. So this is my idea of a disassembled Christmas tree, and let me show you how it works. Okay, so let's start our centerpiece. I started my centerpiece with this beautiful silver tray that was a present this past summer. It was a present from my friend Dee and her sister Maura, and I really wanted to use it in this table setting. To protect my tray, I used some really nice thick plastic, and that's just going to stop any of the water coming out of the foam. Next, I went and I got some floral foam and soaked it in water. My floral foam is in circles. Usually it comes in long blocks. Doesn't matter as long as it covers your tray. My next step was my candles. I have these really pretty glass votive candles that I wanted to use, so I arranged them up and down in the foam so that it created movement. They weren't all level. If you don't have anything like this, tapered candles would work really nice, and you could use red or white, whichever you prefer. Then I started with my pine. I've started this because it takes a little while. I used pine and magnolia leaves. I've never used magnolia leaves before. I bought them. You can buy them just in bunches. The same with the pine. From any of your local grocery stores, or I got these at Walmart. Start by placing your leaves, the bigger leaves, around the bottom, just in and out. You can kind of put them straight. If you're making this table decoration and you wanted it to last a long time, you could use faux leaves, and they would look just as nice. I usually have a faux tree, so I like to try and have some pine around the house as much as possible. Then I started with some of my bigger pieces of pine and started putting them in. You just want to layer things on. And always it's a good idea to kind of step back and make sure things are going the way you want them to. The nice thing about these are they're movable, so you can pull them out and change directions. I'm going to change this one out, put this bigger one in. Do a layer of the magnolia leaves. leaves. These are nice because you can kind of turn them so that you get the browns showing as well as the green. It gives a little bit more dimension. This is going to keep my table setting lower, and it means when we're sitting at the table we can talk across it. We don't have to worry about making, someone being blocked from view. Next, I use some of these sparkly leaves. I bought these at Amazon, these little picks, and they're really nice because they add a different color and texture into my leaves. And you just kind of go around and fit them in. Put some in lower, put some in higher. Make sure you put some underneath as well as on the top. You want to mix them in well. And the nice thing is, like I said before, you can take them out and move them around if you don't like where they're sitting. And that looks pretty good. We'll stop there for right now. We can add more if we like. Then I start adding more decoration to it. Okay, so now I'm going to add some more decoration items. So I've got some pine cones. These are from different floral decorations I've had over the years, and I keep all that kind of stuff. So we're just going to add them in. You can see some of them are on picks, some of them aren't. Just kind of add them in and out of your leaves. Okay, so that's some pine cones. Now I want to add my sparkle to my tree. So I'm using red. You can use any color you want to suit your table. These are all just different Christmas ornaments I had downstairs. Just fill them in around the tree. Kind of go around where you have any spaces, fill them in as needed. I use these because they're all different sizes and shapes. And there we have our disassembled Christmas tree. At this point, you can step back from it, see if there's anything you need to move around, if there's any spots you need to fill in, and just adjust it whatever way you'd like. So here's my tree all finished off, and it looks really nice in the center. I'm going to add some wine because this group of ladies, I need wine, and because we're going to toast Christmas, we're going to have some champagne. So let me put some champagne glasses on there. I'm just going to light my candles and let you have a look at the finished effect. Thank you everyone. I hope you enjoyed my table. Please hit the subscribe and like button. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below. I will be back next week with a new table. We're going to do poinsettia Christmas.